Does this happen to you? You enter a deathmatch.
Match found.
Decimate the entire server and feel like a god. A goddamn go-to Valorant players. You then proceed to queue for your first comp game for the day, and this is the result. Well, you aren't alone. A lot of us actually experience this, so today we're going to look into how to fix your aim. The chances are you're already doing an aim routine of some kind. Obviously there is a place for aim labs and other aim trainers alike, but we'll touch on this subject. Stop changing your goddamn sensitivity. You're not tense. I promise you, it does nothing, little Timmy. Now just stop. It's a mental thing. Nothing to do with the goddamn sensitivity. Now, if you want to find a good sensor to stick with, use AimLabs Sensitivity Finder. And don't forget to convert it from AimLabs to Valorant. Yeah, you have your sense now, I guess, right? Well, let's touch on that aim routine of yours. Whilst I do believe in aim trainers, and they're an amazing tool, a lot of us, and myself included, use it wrong. We strictly use them to practice the aim and do nothing in game. That kind of rhymes. Anyway, this is not good because there is a lot more that goes into aiming in Valorant, such as movement, how you take the fight, or better known as gun hygiene, and where you place your crosshair. Crosshair placement. Oh geez, so much to take in. What do I do first? How do I tackle this? What do I do? Shut the f up, Timmy. Alright, I'm gonna teach you. Alright, we're gonna start by recording at least 2 of your comp games. That way you can see if you're crouch spraying when you're not meant to, strafing weirdly, or your crosshair placement is just Amy and Narnia for some reason. VOD reviewing yourself is by far the most efficient way to improve quickly, especially when it comes to aim. Alright, I'm gonna briefly touch on something with aim labs. You might find you have a problem with flicking to the left after VOD reviewing. You got a little limp to the left, you know? Well, in aim labs, you can actually customize the task so that the left targets only appear, which will help you, you know, flick to the left. This obviously applies to the right hand side as well. Oh cool, you figured out how to fix some of your weaknesses. Good job, Timmy. Good job, man. Yeah, well, you're not done, alright? You're not done. Let's touch on how to take your gunfights, or better known as gun hygiene. Now this is very important, because it also ties into movement. You're in this situation. Someone's really close to you. You have a phantom in your hand. What are you going to do? Well, you're definitely not going to peek and burst for the head, that's for sure. You're going to run around that corner spraying. Just run and gun. Easy as. Okay, medium range now. Same situation. What do? Well, you swing and you burst 2 to 3 bullets, and then you strafe again to the right or left. 2 to 3 bullets, left or right. Now, there is a place to spray. You can spray at this range. Just make sure your first bullet hits. Otherwise, you're just going to be looking like a Jeffrey spraying everything else but the person you're trying to hit. Now, when it comes to long range, you can actually alternate between bursting or tap firing. Depending on the gun, if you have a Vandal, I'd probably stick with just tapping since it's a one-tap headshot. Now, I could sit here all day and talk about gun hygiene, but someone's already done this for us, so I'm going to link the video below. It's by Woojin. It's definitely worth a watch if you want to learn about every other gun. Alright, let's touch on movement a little bit more now. So, you're clearing angles. What are you doing? D and A key. You're not touching that W key. If someone peeks you and you're holding W, you're dead. A good way to make sure you're not pressing W when peeking corners is to go into settings, controls, equipment, and bind your melee key to W. And you jump into a deathmatch. Okay, so now when you press W, you pull your knife out. So every time you press W and you're trying to clear a corner, you're just going to have your knife out and it'll stop you from doing that. Okay, if you have a problem with moving and shooting, try this. You'll load up range, and then go into your settings, video, stats, scroll all the way down, shooting arrow, turn the graph and the text on. Be in your top right, just shoot, you'll come up orange if you're not moving. If you start moving and shooting, it'll be blue. Obviously, you just want it to be orange as much as possible to learn the timing. Just sit here, move, stop, shoot. Try and get really quick with it. You learn the timing really fast. It's really easy, I promise. Alright, crosshair placement is massive. I feel like a lot of us think we have good crosshair placement, but we don't actually look at it. I feel like you could definitely improve every single one of us. If you get good crosshair placement, you're going to become really good really fast. Now, map knowledge is massive when it comes to crosshair placement. Knowing where people play, what angles to peek, all ties into it. But that comes down to game sense, and that takes time. What we can do to improve this quickly is playing a lot of deathmatch. Now, deathmatch teaches you about where to aim for the head when peeking certain angles. It is by far the most efficient way to acquire a decent crosshair placement. Oh, what's that? You already play deathmatch and it's not really working. Well, chances are you're doing it wrong. Go into settings, go into audio, turn your audio off. Okay, cool, you done that. Now what? or you're going to be trying to take sight. So see how I'm close to B site? I'm going to be clearing angles just like I'm trying to get to the site. Oh, there's a brim there. Yeah, essentially you're just going to be trying to get to site and then hold it for a little bit. Now I know this might be a lot to take in, and this is why you need to attempt to improve a little bit every day. And that means finding a nice routine. Now the most important thing for a routine is to have it under 30 minutes. You want it to fit in with your day-to-day schedule. You want to be able to do it every day consistently. Consistency is always key. Okay, I'm going to give you an example routine just to help you guys get started with improving. We're going to start with aim labs and then go to the playlist section. Choose any Valorant routine. Next, we're going to go into the range and practice on easy, medium, hard bots. Once we do that, we're going to go into deathmatch and obviously turn off your audio. And do not look at your map, please. We're going to practice clearing all the angles on the way to any bomb site you choose. If you make it to the site, you're going to try and hold it as long as possible. If you die, just reset and do it all over again. You should see some massive improvements just from doing this daily. Obviously, we only touched on aim here. Mentality and game sense is still a massive factor in how you perform in any FPS game. Thanks for watching, guys. If this helped you, please leave a like and hit that sub button. It really helps me out. And don't forget, stay consistent.